I love your background. I wore my shirt for you.
Oh my God, we're on theme today.
Well, congratulations. Oh my goodness. This is such amazing accomplishment. You wrote
Oh,
the
thank you
book.
so much. I'm so glad. I mean, it is kind of I know it's up your alley.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Congrats
so
for
crazy.
you.
I got an email about it that you did it. So, and I saw that you did the other like a Disney princess one too, right?
Yeah, it's like similar like Disney Princess Beyond the tiara, so it's like the Beyond.
Oh,
So
cool. All right, let's dive into this one. So, when did you start working on doing the research for this? I mean, it must have took a while because there's a lot of great information in here.
You know, I mean, it did take a while, but you would think that they would give me more time than they actually do with the publishing schedules.
Oh yeah.
But this this came about early 2022. So I
Uh-huh.
probably had about 2.5, 3 months for researching. And then there's a little bit of extra time for writing, but then it starts to be a lot of processes. And obviously, the photos take a really long time.
Oh yeah, you could get clearance from everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the same time that I was researching, I also had a photo research and I would be like, hey, look for this thing or ask this person for this thing. And then we had all these folders full of different images and that some were coming from Disney, some were coming from Burton's team, some were coming from like crew members that had taken them on their personal camera during production. So it was pretty intense process and I was obviously trying to interview as many people involved as I could, which I think we did pretty well. We got a lot of people. There were a few that were either like hard to get a response from, weren't available, or just didn't want to do it. People like I really wanted to talk to Pete Wentz, but he think he was on holiday. And
Mm.
Billie Eilish, I think, passed on doing it, which was too bad.
Aw.
But I think in terms of filmmakers, we got
Yeah.
a lot of the crew, most of the voice cast. So it was good.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought this would have been like years or something. That
Oh my
shows how
God.
awesome you are doing this.
I wish that I had years. Like, I'm glad it looks like that it took years, but it was just maybe 2.5 months of constant Zoom calls. And thank God there's now like AI transcription because on the Disney Princess book I did, I was transcribing every interview as I did them.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
great. So
it's
one
very
positive
time
thing for
consuming.
AI. That's good. Well, you have a forward by Tim Burton, which is amazing. I assume you had to have a conversation with him about the book, right? You know?
Yeah, so this is an official Disney licensed book.
Mm.
So Disney and Tim Burton were both involved in the process. They had to say, yes, we will allow the book to be written. And then they were involved in, making sure they liked which photos we were using. So we asked him early on if he would write the forward. I think he made the most sense and he was happy to do it. He just sent that in as it appears in the book, really. It wasn't edited at all. And then he and I separately did have a Zoom interview about different aspects of the film and the merchandising. So a lot of the quotes in the book did come from an actual interview that I did with him.
That's awesome. The book really shows how long it took to get this classic movie made. I mean, it started from a poem to writing the script, finding director, how much time it takes to make, stop slow motion, it really shows how the passion Tim Burton had this project to see it through. It's crazy because you really think it would just like, oh, it's this great idea and the movie gets made, bam.
I know. And I think sometimes when you've proven yourself, that does become true for a filmmaker. But
Yeah.
at that time, I think he hadn't quite done enough that studios were buying everything he was selling. And at that time, it wasn't like a small animated movie about a skeleton with a bow tie would have been a like instant win. Like this is going to be the thing that takes the theaters. He had to, I think, prove that this story was worth making, and I think that's why it is so good because he held on to it for so long because he knew it was special.
Hmm. Well, it also took almost as long just to find an audience, I mean, you did a great job like painting the picture, showing how you personally found out the movie when it was released on DVD. I think I saw it in it was like a movie theater that showed like there was like $2 movie theater or something like that, and there was like two people in the theater when I saw it. But it's crazy how it just eventually found it like the next generation basically grabbed onto it.
Yeah, I miss those $2 movie theaters. Those
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
super great. But yeah, I think it when it came out, nobody quite knew what it was. Like, was it a Christmas movie? Was it a Halloween movie? Was it for kids? Because it was animated, but it felt kind of adult. And so there was some confusion, I think, about who the audience was going to be. And then obviously the audience has become everyone. It's a very all-encompassing audience. And then people started to figure out that it existed, and then it became an annual tradition for them, which helps something solidify itself in pop culture if you return to it each year. And then it became generational, which I think is something a lot of the filmmakers are kind of, they've had their minds blown that it's transcended generations. Like, people who are our age that were watching it when they were young now have kids, and their kids are watching it. And so it's something that everybody can enjoy of any age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my kids and I watch it every Halloween/Christmas. It's great. A big part I loved about in your book, and it really impacted the music scene in the 2000s. The whole emo pop punk area. I mean, we had Blink-182's "Miss You," and you showed how Rise Against was hard for them to cover, making Christmas. And I guess, yeah, I mean, I know it was personal for you too, so dive into the whole music aspect.
I was really excited about the music chapter because I mean, as someone that kind of came up in the pop punk emo scene, it felt very familiar to me. Like, I remember all those cover songs coming out and the tribute albums, but then also, don't you remember walking around Warped Tour and Jack Skellington was just everywhere?
Yeah, he was like the unofficial mascot. It was crazy.
Yeah, and everybody loved it. And so that was maybe some of the easier interviews to get, that I could just email musicians that I knew or managers that I knew and just say, like, hey, does this band want to talk about it? And they were really excited to it. Plain White Tees were absolutely thrilled to talk about it because that was such a special moment to be one of the artists that got chosen.
Yeah.
To do that, I think. And if you go back, those songs really hold up. Like, Korn's song is so good.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You go back and listen to it, they did like this whole different spin, and they become not even like a musical, like a traditional musical song. They become like a rock song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love all of them. I mean, Fall Out Boys was What's This was really good.
That's really
I still
good.
rock out to that. Those tribute albums. So awesome. Well, everyone, you can check out Disney's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas Beyond Halloween Town. The story, characters, and legacies. It's out now wherever books are sold. Anything else in the works you're allowed to talk about before I let you go?
I'm not allowed to talk about the book I'm currently working on.
Gotcha.
But let's just say I have ghost written something for someone, and it will come out next year.
Awesome. What's your social medias where everyone can follow your journey going forward?
It's just at Emily Zemler, first and last name. Easy to find me.
Awesome, Emily. Keep up the amazing work, my friend.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to see you.
Yeah.